Holy crap! You know, Scopely, I expected Dark Dimension 7 to be expensive, but whoa! This is like shocking how much this stuff is going to cost. Right here, we've got Gear Tier 19, and like this is one of the uniques right here, 800,000. You need 18 of them. You know, people have done math saying it's anywhere from 90 million to 93 million, somewhere over 90 million. Let's just say 90 million per character. If you're just buying right here, you know, and if you multiply 90 million by 25 characters, that's like 2.2 billion gold. Now, I don't think that this is going to be the main way of getting Gear Tier 19s. I think this is going to be the main way of getting Gear Tier 19s if you're going to be first, if you want to be rush to get into Dark Dimension 7, which is going to launch on the 20th. But, you know, they've always like released it a certain way, then lowered the cost, and then we got more access through events, through offers, of course. I promise you they're going to have a ton of offers. But, yeah, this is for the mega Krakens. And right now, you can see players are already going. And what I'm guessing that they're doing is that they're spending large amounts of gold. I mean, I remember seeing a screenshot of someone having like 2 billion gold. I mean, even at 2.2 billion gold, if I were to guess that these players are basically refreshing this and buying all the gear they can see, and then refreshing it. Now, in other Dark Dimensions, because this is kind of the way it's been, like, you know, for people that got Doom early, Dormammu early, Super Scroll early, there was a lot of refreshing the stores. And, you know, I heard rumors, and I don't know if this is true, of people spending upwards of $300 a day just in cores refreshing the stores and maxing out refreshes. Hitting refresh, buying everything, hitting refresh, buying everything. And then if they run out of gold, they could buy offers, or they could buy gold orbs at the very high cost of 450 cores each. So yes, it's going to be outrageously expensive. And I don't even know how to like guess how expensive it is to be first for, you know, Dark Dimension 7, you know, 10,000, 20,000. I have no idea. It's going to be super duper expensive, and Boundless and players that complain about G19 prices. Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is some sort of peasant joke. I'm too rich to understand. That's Scopely right there. Oh boy, let's get into it. Now, I think spending gold on that is going to be somewhat of a trap, and I don't think that's going to be the way to go. I mean, we're going to talk about the raids. They did flatten out the raid rewards, but Athame is saying that they're only going to be buying Miasma, Osmium, Astral, Alien Spores, the only red gear I'm buying at all from gold. Yeah, and I don't even know where the bottlenecks are going to be. We're going to have to see. It's almost too early to tell. You know, we'd have to see how the drops go. We're getting a little bit in the raids, and we're going to talk about the raids because there's some good things that have happened on a poor release. But the community in general is not liking this at all. The Chrisman prices are absurd. Doubling the prices from 1819 is crazy. Scope has made the gold comic so much better, just starting to creeping the problem again. I think we understand the Crimson gear would be significantly higher, but doubling is ridiculous. I think it's like 5 times higher. I don't even know. It's so much higher. But put in the store at this point, obviously tend to milk the Krakens. Yes! And that's what the Dark Dimensions have been. You know, the ones that more recent, you know, the Super Scroll, the Dormammu, the Doom. This was just basically a whale war, a Kraken wall to be first. However, Krakens will bite, Scope will make loads of money. That's the bottom line. For a normal light spender, I've accepted this will be a slow process. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get Mephisto for like even like 6 months. Putting Crimson gear in the store at this point with no other means of acquiring it is not for me. It's a big ass target for the big spenders. Well, there's a little bit in the raids. Oh, well, there you go. You got a decision. Food or reds? Or get Mephisto and Dark Dimension done. The G17 unique costs way too much in supplies. The G18 unique costs 125 gold in supplies. G19 is at 800 for one. The latest gear always goes in price, but it's beyond absurd. It increases over 5 times. Scopely, you know this is outlandish, and I got to say that the top comment made me laugh. First time? For sure. It's a secret to everybody. DD7 is not going to be cheap. No, it's going to be horrifically expensive. So what I'm hoping is that we can get a DD7 planner sooner than later on the website, because I'm not wanting to spend all my gold on this gear, because then I won't have any gold. And I think getting to level, well, I'm currently at 98, but getting to level 100 is just going to be a better use of resources, you know, which is going to be bottlenecked, of course, by training materials. I'm sitting at about 200 gold orbs, which is probably only like 20 million gold in excess of my training materials, but still, it's not a lot when it's like 2.2 billion. So there's going to have to be better access. It's just that simple. There's going to have to be better access to these gear, but it's going to be expensive to be first. You know, maybe it's going to be raids, maybe it's going to be a new raid, maybe it's going to be events, maybe it's going to be offers. I don't know. But we do need a planner so that we can identify where the bottlenecks are going to occur, because we're going to be getting small amounts. I think I'll take 2. Can the treasury bear such expense? 1 point. Yeah, it's so expensive. So we're going to get to the raids here in a second. I just wanted to point out that people are still waiting for a Sim All Blitz button, and that would have been an amazing thing. And there's still some talk about the Scourge system not being great, and people having to upgrade characters that they don't necessarily. I thought this was an excellent post of someone's firsthand experience. Sure, there's been complained about on here plenty, but just had to come on bitch about this new system where you have to keep getting a higher score. I'm 40 shards short of a 7 for Black Cat. Just can't hit the next milestone without pumping a bunch of resources where I just don't want to. Prefer to even wait longer in between events just to farm up slowly. Yeah, that's not the way it works right now. Lastly, I want to say, or in addition, I want to say that they did upgrade the Blitz store and the Blitz orbs to include Spider Slayer. You can also farm Lizard. Lizard has a node. Raid orbs have Craven, and also Craven shows up in the raid store. And then here are the Blitz orbs with Spider Slayer. They changed the raid rewards to have the same, and they now call this Crimson Gear. They're no longer calling it Demonic Gear. For all placements with Alliance, pretty cool. So it was this really horrible situation where basically the players that did the best in the raids got a little bit more fragments, and now they flattened it so that everybody in the Alliance get the same amount of the Crimson orbs. And I'm glad they respond to that, and I think that had to do with the player voice movement. And I also want to say I don't follow all the news in the player voice movement, but there's elections. If you're involved with the player voice movement, maybe you want to consider getting involved and being on the council, but I know that that is resetting in the next couple of weeks. I'll put a link in the description to the player voice movement. I believe it has been something very good for the game in general. Thanks to Marvel Strikeforce for blue ability materials and high raids. I don't know when this changed, but I just want to thank Marvel Strikeforce for adding the blue ability materials to the U7 Doom incursion raids. Our Alliance has several new members. They're still building up their rosters in the past. We would have to balance getting progression in the higher Doom and early incursion for most of our Alliance, with occasionally having to do Ultima 6 to get the blues for our newer members. Even caused some friction in our Alliance trying to keep everyone happy. But today, when I was double checking some stuff, I actually saw blue ability materials in the Doom 2 rewards. Then I had checked several others and was also pleasantly surprised. Thank you. This will help a lot, since we now don't have to waste time with early raids for the new players, since now they can get the stuff they need while participating in their progressive raids for the rest of us. Yeah, that's great. And then lastly, this was largely overlooked because there was a massive problem when this went live. The problem with the gear and the web store offers. But inside the Strike Time video, they showed the new outlay that is supposed to include the moment system. Unfortunately, it doesn't really show what the moment system is, but this is going to be the new outlay, I guess, going forward. I don't know. I don't know what moments is. I know we made a video about moments and talked about what moments was inside of the other Scopely game that has moments, and it's a little different than relics. It doesn't appear to me to be like relics and Galaxy of Heroes. I think it's going to be more like moments in the other Scopely game of WWE Champions. Let me know. So what do you think? How are you feeling about 2.2 billion gold plus for Mephisto. I just don't think that's going to be realistic unless they drastically dial up the gold economy. I'm just going to have to wait and see what other ways they slowly over time, maybe 6 months from now, who knows when we can get more accents to the gear tier 19 gear. Wait and see. But for now, it's going to be expensive as all get out. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Bye for now. Mephisto. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Datacrons either.